Alright, so this is part 2, long-term independent travel tips to do or don't, do's and don'ts. So if you see now part 1, then I did, that was mainly on things that you will need to have with you, to pack with you, things that will be necessary for you for long-term travel, and things that you're going to be things that you are going to need in case of things happen, situation. Okay, so now I'm just gonna give general tips. So since you're going to do a long-term travel, there is going to be things that change along the way, and delay, or maybe you can't find the flight you want, or it's too pricey at this time of the year, it's not the season, so there's going to be a time where you're not gonna end up where you wanted to go. So you want to make sure you don't get a round trip, because you don't want to overpay, and then just have to get another ticket even more expensive for where you started. So yeah, so because you don't know for sure where it's going to be next, you have to be elastic in your mind, you have to be an open mind, and you have to be able to take the extra step to deviate your parcours by picking alternative country, and then just delay the ones that you wanted to go for a little time. So you can find much cheaper one-way ticket, so always make sure that the weekday, Monday to Thursday, are the cheapest. Early morning, 5 to 6 a.m. are usually even cheaper than the afternoon, right? If you want the best deal, you're gonna have to go to Skyscanner, or look at all the different partners and check for long layover. If you're willing to switch airline and there's going to be stop and you're willing to wait, then you're going to have tickets at half of the cost. So it's really up to you what you decide to do. You got to keep in mind that you might end up spending more on food and drink during your layover, or if you end up getting a place to sleep, and then it end up costing you the same price of the original flight that didn't have a long layover. So look around. Sometimes there's like really short layover, 3 or 4 hours, and they are much cheaper, so that's a good way to get yourself best ticket. So also it's better if you get them 4 to 6 weeks in advance, but they still can be cheaper 3 to 2 weeks in advance. But if you pass that date, it's going to be much more expensive. So I know that sometimes you're going to go somewhere and you're only staying 2 weeks, and so it doesn't really give you that much time in between, so you're not going to get the best deal. So it's better, if you're here for long haul, it's better to plan that you're going to stay at least 3 to 4 weeks in one place, if this is the minimum you're going to stay in one place, and this way you can worry about booking your next destination within the first week. So what I do is that I usually at first if I arrive somewhere, I'm really exhausted, tired, I usually didn't sleep, went through all the security, the travel, the corners, the lines, all this, and then the baggage check at the end. Every place is different, and then sometimes it takes 2 or 3 hours to find a place when you arrive, or you don't end up getting the hotel you had booked for any reason. So you want to give yourself at least 2 days to rest, to recuperate, so you can think straight. And after that, I don't waste any more time, because I know that if I decide that I'm not going to stay more than 3 weeks or a month in this country, then I better book the flight right away. So if you know for sure you're going to stay 2 months, then you can allow yourself a week or 2 before you decide to book your flight. So that would be the best to do, and you will save more money in the long run. Uh, Also, if you try to locate the cheaper grocery store right away instead of waiting, that will also save you a lot of money, because sometimes when we arrive somewhere, we're tired, we don't know where things are, and so we don't really know the exact price of the money currency, so it's kind of like we have to adjust on the value of things, get used to it until we realize that we spend 3 times the amount on just buying in the more expensive shop. So don't waste any time, because that way you can shop for 2 weeks of food, and then allow yourself to buy food in to-go places, cafeteria, or just be able to get a pastry here and there in other places, or pizza or things like this on the side. And I usually do at least one buffet or one regular restaurant during a trip. I don't do more than that, just one, and then I would just do just a slice of pizza, or a small sandwich more often in other place during the day. So yeah, and also fruits and vegetables in some country are the cheapest thing. So load yourself with those, because they can be extremely cheap. For example, here in Costa Rica, you can have 20 banana for $1, and I actually was getting 12 for $1 until I found out that I could actually get 20. So, and same for tomato, you can get big grounded fresh tomato that are not black or about to be perish, but really good looking tomato for $1 for about 8 or 9, so it's not a bad deal. So my other tip would be, don't drink in bars. If you're young and you must check out some bar, make sure it's tourist friendly, and it's be better for you when you just buy your own can of beer, a little bottle of wine yourself, drink before you go anywhere. That way you don't take chances and somebody slips something in your drink, then you get poisoned, that you get sick. But you don't want to overdrink and then start making the wrong decision, trusting the wrong people, and find yourself in trouble. So that would be my advice, is that if you have somebody you trust with you, you drink together, you don't overdo it, so you stay focused, and you don't lose your stuff, and you just stick to a beer or two, and then just go around and see this place you can have fun, maybe play some pool, maybe see a movie, maybe go to a place where you can dance. But yeah, just finish your own drink, then the way you stay safe, and just always be aware of your surrounding. Just have fun, lay low, but just always watch. You never know, it's be somebody staring at you in the corner, somebody following you. Just always be aware of that, because you to them you're just a target, you're a tourist. So yeah, you just don't know. Be kind with locals, even try to speak their language, because they appreciate that you're making the effort. Give when the people are asking, they need your help, try to give what you have, change, so it shows that you're not selfish and cheap, you actually care. Try to dress normally without too many bright colors, so you're not actually bringing attention. Respect the laws. If you smoke, then I will just bring your own little ashtray, and just keep to yourself, so you don't have an uninvited guest coming to bother you every time you go smoke. Well, I don't smoke, so it's not a problem. So don't overspend. It's easy for you to just go in places that don't really know the value of things and just start buying, and then just overspending on things that you didn't want, because their job is to try to get you to buy more. So if you're too friendly and he's showing you your money around, then they're going to insist, and you're gonna feel like you have to buy, and you're gonna end up buying so much stuff and you don't need. So really limit yourself. So my advice would be to bring just a really short amount of cash with you, on how much you know, but that's your limit. You don't want to overspend, and only buy things that have a price marked, and if they're not, just make sure you ask them exactly how much it is, so and give them the exact change if you can, because a lot of time if I didn't give the exact change, I will get half of my change, then they will just tell me at the last minute that was a different price, and if the price wasn't marked, they're gonna triple the auction original price also. So if you limit the item that you buy, you don't get that price change at the end, because it's confusing. There's too many items, so you can keep up. So that happens a lot. So what I do is I just buy one or two things and know exactly how much it costs, so they don't have the occasion to overcharge. So if you stick to grocery store where everybody goes, big ones, then they don't usually do that. There's a price on everything, so you don't have to worry. But if you want a smaller store, that will happen a lot also. So to me, it happens almost every single time. If I hand my card, or if I hand too much extra, more than I'm supposed to, I'll get less than I'm asked for. They just kind of like to round up, like let's say something was $1 or $2, and they let's say it was $1, and they just round it up to $1.30, $1.40, just because they feel like it. So also be careful with car reservation in country you don't know, because always make sure you go and read the reviews, because some places charge 10 times what it says. They're always going to say yes, that's the price, yes, we can accommodate you. So that's the technique. They seem overly friendly. They say they're gonna have everything ready for you, this is it, and then when you return it, suddenly you get billed 5 times the amount for some random excuse. Or you go there and you're done paying, and then they're saying here there's another 100 a day you have to pay for insurance. So sometimes it's even better to not get a car. I wish there's a lot of places I wanted to rent a car, but I could not, because that would be what happened. So sometimes you have to take the bus. If you don't have train, you take the bus. But if it's too long of a bus and too annoying, then sometimes you just keep the just cancel out some of the trips you wanted to do. That's unfortunate, but it's just better, than dealing with more trouble than you don't need to. So what else? When you book your hotel, always just book 2 days, because if you book just 1 day, you gotta get up and leave, and you just arrive from some other place, you're tired, so you don't have time to rest. So 2 days, just so you get really rest and sleep, and then you can decide after if you feel like this is a place where you could see yourself another week or 2, and then just kind of go around, and during the second day you can see if there's other place better and better street, and then book from there. So a lot of mistake we do is when we book in advance. Okay, I have done in the past where the cancellation policy will take either everything or 3/4 and of the reservation, and they won't give you anything back. So you want to make sure there is zero. I mean, they don't take anything if you cancel. If you want to make sure you only take a day or 2 in case they do cancel, or you cancel and then you get charged. You don't want to get charged too much, so that's just kind of like all the saving plan that you had is going down the drain, because now you just lost so much because of the cancellation policy. So that happened to me so many times. I was trying to do the right thing by having everything booked in advance, and then I'll go to a place that's appear to be awful or terrible, and then they found a way to not give me, even though I have a reservation, to not give me a room to get me out, to leave. They will agree to cancel, but then they end up charging me for 5 days. So those places where I lost $200 to $300 for no reason, for just for the fact that the host will be just a bad host that will just rip you up, scam you, and that's it. You, even though you already had everything booked and paid. So my advice is try not to pay in advance, that way they can't keep it. And yeah, so in the reason don't want to book 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month right away is because not only they could keep this entire trip cost in case something happened, but a lot of time if you end up in a bad place you don't like, or you just don't know how it's going to be, once they have the money they can treat you as bad as they want, and you're gonna have a hell of a time, because they don't really care. Now they get paid, and they just, they don't want to accommodate you. They're just gonna make sure it's as uncomfortable as possible, so you leave early, which is actually better for them. So in their mind it's more, get the money, I don't really give a crap about you stay, so just go as fast as you can. So I had this happen to me many times, and I don't wish that on anyone. So yeah, just kind of do that. You just never know. Lots of times places looks amazing.